Welcome to Making Awesome, Chapter 35, all about the BTS of 3DM YouTube. It's behind the scenes of the 3D Musketeers YouTube channel. We have two of the people that kind of run it on the front end and the back end with us. We've got Andrew. Andrew's here hanging out. He's one of our newest video editors who is very much saying, I've got the summer now. Just graduated, actually. Congratulations on the graduation.
Oh, congratulations!
From Florida Polytechnic University with a degree in what?
Computer science.
Computer
concentration is game development, apparently.
And we're doing lots of game development here at 3D Musketeers. We're not, but we're going to get into that. And we also have Thomas. Thomas, of course, you guys know Thomas. Thomas is our brand czar. So Andrew, give us just a little rundown if you don't mind. Everyone's kind of known Thomas at this point. Thomas, if you want to give us another rundown, you're welcome to. If there's something cool that's changing your life, let us know. But yeah, Andrew, tell us a little bit about yourself. This is your first time here, so
yeah,
let's talk.
I'm okay. My goal is to be a game developer, game designer specifically, but I'm here to edit videos for the team and. Let's see. I like video games, play a lot of video games, got a couple of dogs. I don't know. I think I'm kind of a standard video game geek. That's kind of my thing.
Are you just flowing in RGB?
I mean, unfortunately, no. I don't have enough money for that yet, but someday.
Oh, well, then you are not the standard video game geek, sir.
I guess that's true.
As far as aesthetics go, I hope that RGB dies soon. I hate the look of RGB and gigantic gamer mouses and keyboards. It's the ugliest thing, and no one's admitting it for some reason. That's not what that is, Grant. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking like the Razer anything.
Okay, I used to have a Razer Naga, which has like the full like numpad on the side of it. I've got an RGB keyboard too.
Yeah, it's like a mouse that you could kill someone with if you swung it around too hard.
Oh, like the ones with the weights. No, God, no.
I had that.
Look, none of us are like competitive CS:GO players. Don't worry. Now,
Thank God.
Mind you, the mouse.
I've got opinions. This
mouse that I use is 60 grams, and like I used to use an MX Master from Logitech, and that thing's like 190, 200 grams. I go back to that, I'm like, my wrist hurts.
What's my mouse is similarly.
Yeah, your mouse
honeycomb,
is like,
and I've got a see that's great. That's great.
Razor. But that's one of the regular like death adders that has nothing special, right?
It's just like a normal mouse.
Yeah.
I like my keyboard. My keyboard's my favorite. Look at that thing.
Yeah, I've been thinking of getting
bigger.
TKL being 10 keyless.
I'm thinking of getting one with like the like nice colored keys and stuff like that, because I kind of agree the light up keyboard is a little gaudy. But I do like that I can customize it.
Yeah, that's fun, but it's just like so extra. It's like I finally went back to a keyboard that just had like really nice straight colors. Mine is all inspired by like primary colors and like the old computer gray. It's great. Yeah. It's like it's freeing
did notice
to
that
have it.
IBM gray. I'm like, oh,
it's freeing. It's like
it brings you back to the SNES days, right?
Yeah, all of my like my motherboard though and my RAM all has RGB on it, and I guess I could turn it off, but it's so. I need to. I can, but it's always so bright. I just haven't done it yet. It's always leaking out of my computer.
You have the ability to. You don't do it, and yet you're complaining about the fact that everything is dripping with RGB. You have more RGB than I do. My computer's actually so old it doesn't have RGB headers. So my RAM isn't RGB. My GPU has a light up logo, but my GPU is a 1080 Ti, which is much newer than my CPU, which is a 4770K, which was brand new in like 2013. So yeah, I don't know. I have an RGB keyboard. I do like it. I have it, just doing the full rainbow. I just think it's interesting, but I have so many friggin' lights in my office anyways that this amount of lighting is really not that bad compared to the I can blow my hands out with how much light is on me because of all of this.
Random offshoot about computer accessories aside, welcome to a behind the it's like a behind the scenes kind of.
We're not ready to welcome people. We have one more guest, and of course we didn't hit that billing department.
Oh, do you want me to give a quick spiel? Is that what you?
No, you're missing the most important guest.
Yeah,
you're all missing the most important guest. Just look at her. Just look at her. Look at her. Hi. Okay, enough with that. Hey, that's a reminder to like the video, because the more you like the video, the more we pet this cat. And I will actually do a follow-up video petting this cat for you all.
Video gets 200 likes.
God, if we hit 200 likes, that'd be amazing.
But on Twitter, it'll do it, man.
Hey, screw it. Whatever, guys. Figure out the copy so we end up getting likes and I'll just make a video of me petting the cat, then her getting tired.
You just figured out the copy. It's every like is a pet for the cat.
You know, that's what I said for
and we're good to go.
That is what I said for the live stream. Every like that, because she was here for the live stream. We're like, all right, every like, I'll pet this cat. And then she left. I'm like, damn it.
Oh.
But then an hour and a half in, she came back. And then the SN15 landed, and I went ballistic, and she got scared and ran again.
Perfect.
But anyways, let's hit that billing department. If you are looking to make awesome every single day, you can reach out to us over at 3D Musketeers and work with some of the awesome guys you're seeing right here on this podcast or listening to. I mean, we don't judge, but this is a video podcast, so if you do want to see our crazy faces and cameos of the cat, you should go check us out on YouTube. And while you're over there, don't forget to get subscribed, leave a comment, and hit that like button. Ring that bell while you're at it too, because that's all the things YouTubers are supposed to say, and I have to get more used to saying it unironically. But yeah, 3DM's here to help you take your ideas out of your head, put them in your hands. Full art to part product development utilizing 3D printing, CNC milling, and laser cutting. We are here to help you make awesome. So yeah, this chapter is all about freaking the behind the scenes of the YouTube channel, because, well, things, as a lot of you remember, right, about a month ago, everything went gangbusters. Cricket basically gave the middle finger to everybody, and I got pretty pissed. And that got some attention. And it was for all the right reasons, right? Standing up for what's right, the right to repair as well, standing up for the consumer, and for the fact that changing my purchase to now a lease is just not cool. Technically, I guess overall it was legal, but you're not wrong, you're just an asshole kind of thing. And that's exactly what Cricket did. And it was the Sewing Report. Jen from the Sewing Report is really who brought a lot of the people to us. So if you're still here from the Sewing Report, thanks for hanging out. We know a lot of you have actually started to enjoy the 3D printing content, and we know at least one of you have bought a 3D printer, and it hypes me so much. When I got that email, it said that, I think, what was the title? Let me go find the title to that email, because it was really, honestly, one of the greatest email titles I've ever had. Oh, damn it. Of course, now that I said I'm going to find it, I can't easily find it, but it was something along the lines of, oh, yes, well, now you've done it.
Oh, yeah.
Is that.
Now you've done it.
It says, hi, Grant. Expect many questions in about 3 weeks. I've ordered a Prusa i3 MK3S Plus. In the end, I told myself it wouldn't take any more desk space than a Mini Plus, since it holds the spools on top of the rig rather than on a roller caddy next to my printer. And it was Eilish. She is a subscriber. So hey, thanks for purchasing a printer. Of course, she said, I did try to use your affiliate links, and unfortunately the Prusa ones are the only ones that aren't affiliate links, because they don't yet have that available to channels of our size. So I guess if you have 470,000 subscribers and you're pulling Neil Patrick Harris on a live stream, you can get an affiliate link, but we are not available for that yet. Maybe one day soon. Yes, Thomas, seriously. Neil Patrick Harris on a live stream.
Oh, I know.
Oh, did we talk?
Yeah.
We talked about that last week.
We talked about this, yeah.
last week. She actually watched the whole live stream, and she said, yeah, you ended way too early on that live stream. It got way better toward the end, but she said there was definitely like some pandering about the files back and forth. But man, I am so happy to see people that looked at this and said, there is no way in hell. There's no way in hell that I can do this. Finding themselves able to do it. It warms my heart to see that, because that's really what we're all about here, is empowering people to create via education, right? Because ultimately you can learn it all yourself, but if there's we're in a day and age now where people don't want to learn on their own by reading a book. Some people do, right? Books are great, they're incredibly valuable, but where do you go for information? You don't go to the library anymore. You go to Google, you go to YouTube, you go to Amazon, right? Yeah. And so
YouTube and Google, less Amazon.
Well, YouTube and Google are the same thing, right?
But
they're both owned by Alphabet. Yeah, I know. Think about that. You know, and
I'm just saying, who goes to Amazon for education?
I actually had the opportunity.
Audiobooks, I guess. Yeah. Like, you could make the argument. It's not my first place, though.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I've got some audiobooks. Like, I had like $200 from Google freaking what the hell is it? The opinion rewards. They ask you, you know, oh, did you buy things? Can you upload a picture of your receipt? And they finally said, hey, your money's about to expire. Use it or lose it. I'm like, all right, I don't know what else to buy. I'm buying a crap load of audiobooks. I don't think I've listened to any of them. But I think I put, like, you know, The Art of War was in there, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up Expletive Deleted, and...
Wait. You bought a book that said how to make friends and influence them?
It's a very popular book. It's called How to Make Friends and Influence People.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Why does it... I haven't heard of it, but it sounds like something for sociopaths. I'm not going to lie.
It's not... Well, okay, it's a book that's really all about sales and how to, you know, not just earn a sale, but turn that into a friend. And I've been doing that for years, right? That's just naturally who I am. Like, a lot of our subscribers that email us, by the way, if you actually want to reach out to me directly, in the link in your description, well, in the description, you'll see we now have a public email address for all of our subscribers. So you guys can email me directly and we can have discourse through there as well. Sorry.
I just thought of a fun new term, and it's a salesiopath, because you're a sociopath who makes sales.
It, I love it. Andrew, write that down. Salesiopath. Is that what we call Billy Mays?
Yeah. I think that he would fall into that category.
Funny enough, I was actually listening to Kevin Harrington yesterday. So yesterday I had my first public speaking event in, well, technically ever for me. It was my first time ever having a public speaking event where I was a guest speaker, which was really cool. Love the hell out of it and would do it again in a heartbeat. But the keynote speaker was Kevin Harrington. If you don't know who Kevin Harrington is, he was one of the original sharks from Shark Tank. 175 episodes he was in before he decided to leave. But Kevin Harrington's claim to fame is not Shark Tank. It's actually that he is the inventor of the infomercial. If you remember the Ginsu knife, the knife that they used to cut a Coke can with, and the knife they used to, like, slice a pineapple with, that was him. That was Kevin. The guy doing it was not Kevin Harrington, but Kevin Harrington was the guy behind it. That was the world's first ever high energy infomercial. And Kevin actually tells the story. I didn't record any of it because it was very explicit. Do not record this. But, you know, Kevin told the story about how he was literally at a Sears and was watching this guy put on this thing, and this new thing called the internet was brand new, and YouTube was relatively new, and this whole idea of well, actually, the internet was not new back then. It was television. Television was brand new. He was paying for 30 channels for cable, right? So he had just gotten cable, God, I really did that story terribly. It was not internet. It was cable TV. It was like sometime back in the 70s. And he got this guy into getting an infomercial because he said, you need to see this guy's sales pitch. He bought a camera to record it, brought it to the station, said, you should air this. Because what was occurring back in the day with cable was that when they ran out of content, they just stopped airing. The channel would go dark. And that was it. Right? Because, oh, we ran out of content, we're done, we don't want to hit you with extra BS. Kevin showed them they could take that dead air and turn it into sales. And that's exactly what happened. And now he recently sold it, but the As Seen on TV brand. So anything involving As Seen on TV, that includes Billy Mays, Andrew Sullivan, right? Sully, right? Pretty sure he was one of the big guys. Tony Robinson, I think, as well. But all really the big, I'm going to call them influencers of their day, right? The infomercial guys back in their day all worked under the As Seen on TV. And just to hear him talk about, that whole movement was kind of crazy, but oddly humbling in the fact that, he said, well, I didn't get lucky. I worked very hard. I said, well, no, you did get really lucky, because right now, if I went to a television station and said, hey, I can help you make money in your off time, they're like,
leave.
We already do that. Get the hell out of here. Now that'd be cool if we could do it for YouTube channels, right? Where when you're not uploading new content, but I guess you have that already. It's called your previously recorded content. But
every minute you're not uploading content, where you're uploading an infomercial. Let's do it.
Sponsored by Raid.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't know, Grant. They're already. I mean, there's ad placements in YouTube, so
yeah. And I mean, gosh, YouTube's kind of weird, right? Like literally in the past week, they changed how subtitles worked.
Yeah.
That
was annoying.
It's really annoying. It's really annoying. Because now there's a totally different way for us to upload subtitles, and it's nowhere near as easy as it used to be, I think.
I think it's going to be easier to edit. But you can't upload them. So you don't have to download them anymore, but you can just edit them straight in YouTube now.
No.
So, yeah.
I have taken a back seat to that role anyways, so it's really not a big deal to me. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube is more work than people give it credit for. And oddly, another one of the speakers was I don't know if his name is Alex, but he is one of the halves of the channel, the Wads. They have two. He's gonna hate me if I get it wrong. Let me just make sure I get his channel correct. I know the channel's called the Wads, but I don't know how many subscribers they have as of recording this video. 280,000 subscribers, 1,075 videos. And the question was asked, what is your most popular video? It was actually the birth of one of their kids. Like, it's not like full graphic, but their entire thing is family vlog channel. And moms and mom stuff. Like, they have a 53-minute video about packing a freezer.
Yeah.
With 1 million views.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, amazing to me, right? Yeah. Their biggest video is 10 million views 4 years ago. But they've been on YouTube for 11 years. He shared a lot about his metrics, things that they, how they make their money. They're making a non-trivial amount of money. He is, I think, 28. I could be wrong. He's younger. I think he's younger than me. Maybe he was older. But they've got a beautiful channel all surrounding family vlogging. He's like, yeah, it's great. He said, we could basically do anything we want and we don't pay for it. He said, the only thing we can't do and not pay for it, Disney. Disney.
Is what?
Disney.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said, yep, he said, every time we want to go, I reach out to see if they'll give us tickets. Never. He said,
Disney doesn't need it.
Well, yeah. He said, we'll still buy the annual passes, but,
right.
And I thought that was funny, but no, he was so, like, the dude sat with me personally for like 20 minutes and just analyzed our YouTube channel. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like,
Man.
I don't think I've paid attention to something that well in a very long time. I'm like, I am getting the keys to the kingdom from someone
really
that
cool.
understands the kingdom very well. It was humbling to me to see someone who ostensibly owes me nothing. He literally owes me nothing, right?
Yeah.
Who is none of us were paid to be there. He wasn't paid to be there. We were all there to just give talks about kind of industries and what we do as just a volunteer thing to help other entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
but just
awesome.
to hear another YouTuber talk, man, I'm like, this is crazy, but I'll tell you, he said, you have 925 subs and your thumbnails look like this? He said, you must really know your branding. I said, nope. It's Thomas. It is Thomas is the reason. He said, dude, your thumbnails are really good. Like,
Yeah.
he said, man, he said, for a channel less than 1,000 subs, you are looking like a channel with 100,000 subs. I said, hey, can you help us get there? He said, yeah, no problem. And he said, here, I'll show you. Boom, hit subscribe. I'm like, yeah!
Movie moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, all right. He's like, your channel art needs to change. Here's what you need to have in it, because Google's specifically reviewing your channel art. You need to look at maybe changing your profile photo that you use as well to something with more information in it. He gave us all these great
Profile
tips.
photo?
Huh?
Your profile photo?
Mhm.
How do you put more information in your profile photo?
Faces also are a big deal. So if it was Grant's face, you could make the argument. But then it's like, do I want the brand to be Grant's face or do I want it to be 3DM?
We want it to be 3DM. So, and I told him the same thing. He said, okay. He said, that's a hit that I can understand as a brand guy myself. I understand.
And that's like, as far as YouTube goes, when I made those decisions, that was the reason, right? Yeah. That was the crossroads I came to, where it was like, am I building a YouTube channel or am I building a company's brand? And I am building a company's brand that includes a YouTube channel.
Yep.
And YouTube is underneath the tree of importance as far as a brand identity goes. It's part of a whole.
For now.
No, it'll always be. No, it 100% is always superseding, because the brand is bigger than, it's an identity, right?
Okay.
It sits above and touches everything, rather than, YouTube's its own deal underneath an umbrella, right?
Yeah, it is.
Everything the brand touches.
It was interesting to me. He also talked about the channel art, in that he said, how many days a week are you uploading? I said, 5. He's like, really? I'm like, yep, 5 days a week. He said, you're committed. I said, you damn right I'm committed. I want to make, I said, look, I gave us 6 months. 6 months from the day that everything took off with Cricut for us to get our first check. If we can't make that happen, then we're going to start cutting back on stuff. And I said, we're still going to create content, but it's not going to be at the same schedule. I said, we'll drop down. He said, well, you never want to drop down to less than 2 videos a week if you're doing it professionally. He said, preferably 3. He said, it's like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's generally a great schedule. Some people do like a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. So their Saturday video can be a longer video. But he said, your channel art, he said, you need to change your channel art. You need to change it fast. He said, you need to have on there how many times a week you're uploading. You need to have, your logo needs to be on there. Your faces need to be on there. So if you're the big person in the video, it needs to be your face. If the cat's in a lot of your videos, put the cat's face in it. He said, because I had my phone out, I was taking notes. He said, is that your cat? I'm like, yes, it is my cat. He said, that needs to be on there. Ha.
Yeah.
The thing Thomas didn't like, because it's a break of our brand, needs to be on
No,
there.
Again, you always say this, Grant. You always over-exaggerate these things. I wasn't going to put the graphic version of our logo on an illustrated version of the cat, because it would look like dog shit. That's the version that I said I would do, and was very okay with doing.
I reject your reality and substitute my own. Also, I won't ever. I have in my memory what it was, and it's going to take me a long time to like retrain my memory that this is actually what occurred, and you shortened it so you could remember it, and your shortened version might have a little more drama than actually existed. But hey, which one's a better story? You tell me.
That's all YouTube cares about.
YouTube is way more work than people think, and it doesn't have to be, right? If you're just uploading a video or two here or there, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not taking it seriously, it doesn't have to be a ton of work. But if you are, it is. And so I asked him about editors. I said, "What do you do about editing?" He said, "Oh, actually, I do it all myself." He said, "The wife is now..." He said, "So when we first started the channel, the kids were in the channel a lot. Now they're not." He said, "Because he said, you know, we saw everything happen with Daddy05. Do you guys know Daddy05, that channel?"
No.
I just know that a lot of these family vlog channels get real rough real fast, and so I just kind of stay away from...
Daddy05 was the one that got really rough, like to the point of like damn near child abuse rough.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a fair bit of drama inside of the industry surrounding it. I'm not getting into it. Go watch Philip DeFranco's coverage of it. I think he did a generally fine job of it. I guess we can link that in description too if you really want. But you know, he said, I didn't want it to be about the kids. And he said, I wanted it to be about the journey of a mom through motherhood, because there are other moms that are struggling that kind of understand. And, you know, I said, well, what about upload times? And this is like an open Q&A. He gave us this whole spiel, and then it was an open Q&A. And I am one of the only people there that's taking YouTube seriously. So I am rapid firing questions, right? And so this is after my one-on-one time with him, where I was just like, I went over to shake his hand and said, "Hey, you know, I'm really excited for your thing today. I'm working on a YouTube channel. I'm really excited to hear you." And he just like pulled me aside and started talking to me. Like to me, that's like if like your favorite movie star pulls you aside. I was kind of starstruck. Like this dude does not need to care about me, and he's all of a sudden giving a shit. And that was just, it was so cool. Alex, if you're watching this, thank you so much, dude.
Hey, Alex.
It was.
Hello.
It
Thanks,
was,
Alex.
It was awesome.
If you ever want to grab a virtual coffee, Alex, I will not go to Florida. I've kept this stance and will continue to do so, but I will talk to you on the internet if you would like to chat sometime.
Dude,
I'm in Florida.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll grab a coffee with you.
It is 89 degrees. It is Sunday, May 9th at 2:15 in the afternoon, give or take. It is 89 degrees Fahrenheit. I am sure roughly 89% humidity outside, and that is why I'm inside.
I'm pretty sure the rest of our snow just melted. We got snow yesterday and the day before.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
It's normal. We got a few inches. Yeah, it was a lot.
Where are you at?
I had to brush my car off.
You're in Montana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in Bozeman, or where are you at?
Bozeman.
Okay. Yeah, a little far away. But
it's a high up there. We're basically Canada.
Basically. Yeah, you're Canada without all the crazy import duties and taxes. Holy crap.
What am I, like? I'm 3 hours-ish from the Canadian border or something like that. I don't know.
Do you just like go up into Canada as just for shits and giggles?
I have before, yeah.
Cool.
Can't now, but I did.
Yeah, that was like my first public speaking event where I like, okay, I've been vaccinated. I haven't had my 2 weeks, so I was still wearing a mask. There were like 5 of us wearing masks, and it's funny because it was all of us that I like. The people that were all wearing masks, I knew we all had our vaccines. I'm like, oh, Florida.
Well, Florida, apparently we don't have to wear masks anymore. Like,
oh no, yeah, our governor's like, yeah, we don't really give a shit. Just, I guess our nurses need more job security. I'm not getting into that one, but you know, YouTube. Oh, he's gone. Oh no, there he is. YouTube.
No, I'm back.
YouTube is really more than just the video. There's editing involved, and so editing is something that I don't have that skill. I'm a creative, but my schooling was all business degrees, right? I never took a media class. I don't even know.
Welcome to Thomas's motivational Thomas segment, because Grant says this every once in a while, and I'm just going to have to say it again. Grant's like, I don't have the skill, But does Grant not have the skill because he just inherently doesn't have something that the rest of us do?
No, it's because Grant has not taken the time to learn.
No, of course not. It's because Grant doesn't do it. And so if you want to do anything in your life, just go and do it. And you can do it. Period.
Freaking
full stop.
100%. Absolutely agree. The only reason I'm not editing our videos is because I just don't frankly have the time. I do not frankly have the time.
And that's fine, but it's always like there's always those people, and you always get this as like almost any career path you're in, but as like an artist, the one that I get all the time is like I can draw a person, and they're like, oh my god, I would never be able to draw. It's like, yeah, it's because you didn't put in over like thousands of hours just to drawing, like, and that's it. You know, it's like programming. It's because you're not putting in the time to program because it's hard. You know, it's a skill from time. You just learn it, right? And of course there's fundamentals, but yeah, it's all practice. You know, everything's practice. It's like playing the piano. Everything's like playing the piano, Grant. There's not a single thing that isn't like playing the piano.
I mean, look, I come from a long line of I come from a long line of white dudes that can't dance, and I'm not the greatest dancer.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna like crescendo and be like, I come from a long line of dudes that can't dance, and guess what? I can.
I can dance. I've been paid to dance. I danced on a. I got paid to dance on a battleship. Okay, never have I been on a battleship. Well, actually, I guess I technically have, but I've never been on one that like goes out into water. So, never been on a battleship like that before. Never danced on a battleship, and I got paid to do both. It was great. It was so much fun. If we remember, I'll share some photos of that. And just remind me, and I'll send you guys some photos that we can put in there. Make a Google Photos album or something. But, oh yeah, that was so much fun. We actually, one of the dancers that we brought out was 95 years old. I don't even know. It's been a while since I've danced.
Is he okay?
I don't know if he's still around. But he actually, it's the Victory ship here in Tampa, and he actually gave us a tour because he served on a Victory ship. On one of these same style ships. So, like, I'm getting a tour by one of the people that are paid to give tours, then I'm getting a tour from someone who served on one of those ships. And I will tell you, it was so cool. So freaking cool.
Was it called a Victory ship when it was in combat also?
No.
Okay, because, like, I just feel like when you name something with victory in it before, like...
Yeah, a lot of them sank.
You're positive affirmations. Yeah, I know. No, the positive affirmation is great, but it's like calling the Titanic unsinkable. It's just like a scary prospect, and I'm not into the whole, like, let's just hold our tongues for a second. Like, calling this a Victory ship seems like a bad idea from the beginning.
So it is the American Victory Ship and Museum. It is one of only 4 fully operational World War II ships in the country.
Oh.
It is recognized on the National Registrar of Historic Places. I've danced, like, on this friggin'... It's so cool.
So yeah, no, all that's great, but what's the, like, class of the vessel?
I'm working on it.
Is Victory ship, like, part of its original classification / name?
It is the U.S., it is the SS American Victory.
Guys. No, I mean, great, because it's still around, so clearly we're good to go.
Yeah, it works.
So so it is a Victory ship which saw brief service in the Pacific Theater of Operations during the final months of World War II, the Korean War from 51 to 54, and the Vietnam War from 67 to 69.
And now it's a museum, a fitting end.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it was one of the few that actually survived.
I hope I'm a museum when I'm like 100 or whatever.
So, a Victory ship is a class of, oddly enough, cargo ships.
Nice.
That's a way safer. That's a way safer Victory ship to be.
But these were outfitted with very large guns.
Well, sure.
Like, big, you could fit people in these guns.
Maybe it was called a Victory ship before it was a fighting ship, you know? It's like we're
That's
gonna be
what-
really good at shipping stuff.
I
That's
wonder,
kind of where I'm at, and that's a lot safer of a
like it was
naming
outfitted
convention.
for battle,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah,
was
and then they were
a
just
cargo
like,
ship.
let's slap guns on it, and
Yeah.
then they sent it off. But at least before that, the victory they were talking about was we just shipped all this gold and jewels.
Should we
and-
call the
and
should we call
mules
the new
and
victory
things,
ships
yeah.
oil tankers? Oh, that's a bad freedom joke.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, it involves nothing about YouTube, although if I was a YouTuber
What?
back then, boy, that would have been
Let's-
some bitchin' content.
Let's call the channel Grant's Victory Channel or something.
Victory Channel.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you, ain't no victory about this right now. Holy hell, this is... People don't realize...
Rebrand.
Huh?
Victory Channel.
Yeah, rebrand everything. Victory Channel.
Grant's Victory.
Victory Cat.
Victory Cat.
Tries
No,
to
we'll just
bite
call
me.
it Grant's a famous YouTuber with 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
You got it.
Let's-
You know what? We're gonna rebrand it under the LTT name and just wait for the acquisition.
Yeah. Let's just call it somebody else's, but better.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's
call it
always
LT.
worked out.
LTT, but different.
Yeah.
ELTT,
Mm.
Grant's
That would be a safe-
LCT.
and it's just electroluminescent wire constantly. The whole channel's on EL wire.
Let's get Grant's Tech Tips. They didn't copyright Tech Tips, did they?
Grant's Tech Tips, GTT. There's a
Yeah.
company called GTT.
GTTstore.com. I don't. It doesn't work as well as LTT. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But
Doesn't
like, man, like when cricket took off, I didn't understand how much work this was actually going to be. And people say, "Oh yeah, YouTube's a full-time job." I'm like, "You're just sitting in front of a camera talking. How's this a full-time job?" Holy shit, was I wrong? Also, I need to do something real quick because my father has yelled at, not yelled at me, but he's been like, "Grant, for the love of God, can you please move the glass cleaner in the back of your video? It is always there, and I know that you use it to prep your build sheet, your build plates, but it is bright blue, and it bothers me. So, Dad, this one's for you." I'm gonna get up out of my chair, even with a friggin' hurt back, and I'm gonna, since I don't have my cane handy, I'm gonna have to stumble over there,
Thanks, Dr. Posner.
and I'm gonna move the glass cleaner. Oh,
Yay.
Ow.
It's a victorious moment.
Wow, Grant's Victory Channel's really taken off. Big wins today.
Yeah.
Is that big ups for the boys right there?
Yeah.
But no, are you happy? Are you happy that? Well, you have one more thing to knock over now.
Yay.
But I had no idea what it was going to take, and
Yeah.
I said, could I learn to do video editing? Yep. Could I learn to do copywriting? Yep. Could I polish off my old certification from when CS2 was a thing, and you know, dust off my Photoshop skills? Yep, I could.
Certifications
Or-
for Adobe products
They're-
kill me to my
they're
core
kind
because
of
they're
bullshit.
just such
They
bullshit.
really are.
They don't
Getting your-
mean anything.
Getting your
like,
ace back in the day was so easy.
Yeah, by the way, here's for everybody. If I'm ever in a position where you send a resume to me, leave your stupid certification off, because if you can do it, you can do it, and Adobe giving you a medal doesn't mean shit to me.
Okay, I'm gonna caveat this as well, but if you're going for like a corporate job where you're gonna be put your certifications on that. But if you're working with a small business and you want to work with a small business, we really don't care about the certifications. I mean, they help, but don't make that the core of your thing. And the other thing, since we're currently hiring people, for the love of Christ, stop saving and uploading your resumes as docx's. PDFs, people. Holy crap.
Yeah, don't.
We have so many applicants. If you uploaded a docx, I'm just denying it. Because I have to download it to look at it. I can't just look at it inside of LinkedIn. Like, no. You're
And your
applying
formatting
for...
changes too.
And
So
you're-
just
Oh,
heads
yes.
up, everybody.
Yeah, docx means whatever my Microsoft Word is formatted for, we'll just reformat the document you give me. Which means all your shit's gonna be wrong, potentially.
especially with weird spacing and stuff on resumes in
Yep.
particular. It doesn't matter if it's like a
Oh.
paper.
It took
But
me
if it's-
like hours to get my resume looking right. The spacing
Yeah.
is so finicky, and like
That's
move
why-
it down a little bit, and it just all of it moves.
That's why, Word and any program of that nature is not for resumes, and it's a lie that's been told to people for too long.
It's for resumes
Yeah.
for guys like me and gals that don't know how to use proper Photoshop tools and all that. Or that would be InDesign, right?
I wouldn't even use. I mean, I guess you could use InDesign. Some people like it better. No, Illustrator would be what I would use for that immediately.
Or really, we should push people toward the Affinity products, right? Affinity instead of Photoshop, because Affinity is a one-time fee, whereas Photoshop's a monthly fee.
I just can't speak to Affinity, so.
I mean, that's fair. I've heard nothing but good about it. I did buy it, haven't touched it. That's like half my Steam, like most of my Steam library. Bought it, haven't used it.
Yeah, same. I have like 900 games. Haven't touched most of them.
But yeah, I looked at it and said, there are two ways I could go about this. I can shut down 3D Musketeers effectively. Not that you all have seen parts printing recently, because it has been a little slow here. And just, pull the website, pull any marketing for 3DM, and focus solely on the YouTube channel. Or we can bring on people to assist where I'm deficient. And I said, okay, what is my fastest path to success? And that's mainly because the cricket content was quite literally exploding.
Yeah.
Go
like
look at
7,000 views or something like that,
if not more at this. We just got a comment on one of the videos.
Yeah.
Total views for all of those put together is a lot. There were like 3 mainline cricket videos that were big.
Every video from cricket has over 1,000 views.
Yeah. Look at that. 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 4K, 5K actually.
So here's my little spiel for anyone that wants to get into YouTube. Your camera doesn't matter. No. Your mic doesn't matter. Your everything that you think you need doesn't matter.
Right here. That's it. You need a cell phone.
Yeah, a phone.
You need a cell phone and some decent triceps, right?
Charisma helps as well.
Sure. God. And also having something relevant to say and something that people want to watch, right? But at the end of the day, I can't stress this enough. Do not buy a bunch of equipment because you think you're going to make a good video with it, because chances are, let that come later. Let YouTube down the line pay for the equipment that you want to use for it.
Right, then it's a business write-off.
Well, because content that you're producing, the thing that's in it is what matters.
Yes.
And people get so bogged down with it's got to look like all these incredible, because when you start comparing yourself to like the channels that have a bunch of subscribers and shit, you are setting yourself up for failure because you do not have the capital, resources, or time to be those people.
Gus Johnson made a video about how all his earliest sketches and stuff are like on a Nokia flip phone or something like that. That's how he filmed all his stuff.
He rented a camera from a library to make a lot of his early videos, and just that was it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be clear that yes, I have a good mic. Yes, I have a decent camera, but I bought those well before YouTube ever took off. I'm using, and see, I'm going to give away some of our sauce. We can. Well, let's not even timestamp this. I need them to actually find this, right? So let's not even timestamp.
I'm curious to see what the sauce is, and if it's actually secret sauce or
it's just like the actual
edit your videos,
the equipment that I'm using. So it's not a webcam. It is a Canon Vixia HFR 800. It is a camcorder. That's how I can zoom in on things, and it doesn't like go to crazy amounts of pixelated, garbage. I used to have, actually I have it right here, one of the regular C922 webcams, and they're not bad, but their color is really not great. They're kind of flat. They're just flat. There's no oomph to them. Now, you can actually go back and see when we transition to a new camera. It'll be very clear in the podcast when I did that.
I will actually argue for the fact that flat color in video, generally, by and large, is a lot better than auto-adjusted contrast. If you're going to get into the weeds on it.
I don't disagree there, but I think Logitech doesn't do a great job at it. It made me look very like, is he transparent? What's wrong? They had much more of a blue tint, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's ease of use, right? But if you recorded with one of these Logitechs, you have a lot more ability to grade that footage in post and make it look better.
Well, you need to have somebody who knows how to color grade the footage in post.
And you know,
and that's the thing, right? And it's also a lot of if you want to do it right, it's some time.
Yeah,
it is, and something that
and you gotta know some color theory and stuff too. It's a fun time. It's a lot of numbers.
If they all talk about color grading, I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
You mean
it's just colors?
I don't just slam at it
just
and
colors.
say post?
It's just colors.
Right.
Yeah. It's just color wheels.
So the microphone that I'm using is a Samson Q2U. I am running it via USB currently. I am looking to change that and run XLR.
Oh, okay. I was like, but USB is one of the better. Oh, I see.
Yeah, XLR. Because this microphone is both USB and XLR. So it can use
interesting.
Both. Yeah, it's got both.
I just have an adapter.
No, it's got.
And I have both.
It's got both connections on the back, dude.
Oh no, I know. That's just interesting to me. I've never heard of that before.
Oh yeah, and what this will allow us to do is, if we're doing content outdoors, because I don't yet have a good set, I'm waiting for my recorder to get here. I bought it off a YouTuber, which is kind of interesting. YouTuber was clearing out some of his gear, so I bought some gear from him. But I'll have an off-computer recording setup that I can use for that microphone, so my audio will still sound the same, which is good. Like, consistent audio is kind of a big deal. I'm kind of a snob for audio. As soon as I said, all right, I want to do a podcast, I said, I'm getting a good mic. I don't give a shit. It's a business expense. I don't give a shit. Because I
got a decent mic.
I've always, you have a decent mic and you're using...
This is what I use.
Now, why the hell are you not using it?
I don't know.
This is
because
what I use.
Grant,
He's holding up an unhooked in microphone.
Because Grant, Andrew sounds ostensibly fine in this podcast, and the way we record this podcast is going to compress and crunch his what would have been good audio anyway.
Yeah,
which is why I don't use my even fancier mic.
Wait, what is your even fancier mic?
It's kind of like the mic that I use now, but more
a little fancier.
Yeah. It's the mic I use for when I record voiceovers.
And so
that's what I use this for, because I kind of thought of being like a voice actor or something.
Is that a V-Fine?
It's Audio Technica.
Oh, okay. It's AT220 maybe.
Yeah.
Grant, I don't even know how you do it, but you like know the full product names for all these things, and I'm like, I can't even I can't leave space in my brain for all of that because I have to remember to eat and shit. It's like, how do you it's it's the Logitech K376, and I'm just like, Grant, no one knows what that is except you, because everyone who's a real person checks the box. No one knows the names.
Well, look, I did a lot of research on mics. I wanted, and really, my brother did a lot of research on mics, and he sent me videos for me to watch, which is cool. My brother's the IT guy. I'm just I'm IT enough. I'm IT enough.
Cute dog, by the way, Andrew. I don't know who that was, but it was a cute little dog. Cute.
Oh, I didn't even notice there was a dog.
Oh,
I didn't ask for her to come here. She just showed up.
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
My cat is giving your dog the stink eye. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So she was hyper focused on, oddly, the small version. So there are two versions. I have the zoom on one side and OBS on the other. She saw the dog. She's like,
my dog wouldn't even care. She doesn't know what a cat is.
I mean, I have a feeling my cat's bigger than your dog.
That's probably true.
How heavy is your dog?
I don't know.
10 pounds.
Probably, yeah, about 10 pounds.
Nice.
My cat.
Got it.
My cat's bigger than your dog.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think my dog's 80 pounds.
Well,
Like
my
that.
cat's also got, she's a little chungus. I've tried to like thin her out and put her on a diet, but even the vet's like, yeah, I mean, she's carrying a little extra weight, but dude, she's fully mobile. I'm like, so don't
Kitty
worry
treadmill.
Kitty
Fun
treadmill,
build video.
yes. Yeah.
Coming in the future,
Yeah.
Time Lapse Tuesday.
3D print the
Yeah.
treadmill bits and then just get a track and then blah, 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 blah.
I am so
That's what I was-
jaded
you
from
could do it.
making printed tracks. I don't know if did I ever tell the story of our bubble machine? I think I've told it. I don't know if I've ever told it on the podcast. I think I've told it like internally. So when we were in Wiregrass Mall, and that's
like
where
that mall.
we first started. Yeah, when did you go to that mall, Andrew?
Did I last go to that mall? I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a year ago.
Exactly. Exactly. And why don't we go to Wiregrass Mall? Because it's an open air mall in Florida.
Oh no, I love the mall because it's an open air mall in Florida.
But do you
I
ever
haven't
go there during the day? Like at
I think I
noon?
usually go at night. No, I usually go at
Exactly.
night. I
Yeah.
mean, haven't gone for like a year because of COVID, not because I didn't want to go to an open air mall.
That's funny because I'm like interviewing people and I'm having to ignore the fact that basically everybody has had like job holes since late 2019, early 2020.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, yeah. It's just like job holes used to be a thing. Now it's not a thing anymore. I'm like, huh. That's something that's to me that's actually a really cool thing that COVID has done. It's like it's kind of normalized the fact that we don't always need to be working to be effective people. I love that.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. Where the hell was I going with this?
You're talking about Wiregrass.
Oh yeah,
Bubble
yeah,
Wiregrass.
the bubble machine. Yeah. So we were in a space in Wiregrass where it was very hard to find us. We weren't on the main drag. We were off in one of the out parcels. Now it was attached to the main drag, which you had to go down one of the alleys to get to it. Okay, we know we were right by the parking garage. There's now a Pilates studio there.
Right.
But okay, I said, all right, let's find a way to bring people to us. I said, ooh, bubble machine. Ooh, we can 3D print it.
Oh.
So we made a big one. It used PVC pipe. It used.
Oh.
There were.
Jesus.
So you know how bubble wands have like multiple little
Yeah.
circles.
Yeah.
This had 8 across for every track.
Jesus.
We used industrial fans, and it sat in a 5-gallon bucket of bubble solution, so it could run for like 3 days. Okay. We use industrial
Okay.
fans to not just get it off, but really move it, right? Because we needed to get it 70 feet before people would see it.
Right.
The mall, within 6 hours, said, you can't do that. I said, I have approval for a bubble machine. I said, well, you can't do that. I said, well, I have approval.
Bubble machine.
They said, well, we didn't approve. They said, no, you approved a bubble machine, which is what this is. I said, it's not my
Right.
fault that you weren't specific enough.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually came and unplugged it, and then they killed the power to that outlet. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Oh, what?
I guess you've won this one. Their excuse was that it was actually so effective that it was going to make the concrete slippery.
that might be a fair point. Yeah.
If all the bubbles are falling in one very specific spot, totally.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I guess.
But they weren't, right? They're going 70 feet. It's like a shotgun. They're spreading. They're all over the place at that point. There was no way that was a valid argument. I have never broken a project so vigorously in my life. I destroyed that. I was so mad. We spent every part of that thing was printed. The links were held together with pieces of filament. Like, that's how printed this was. I was so pissed. I'm like, I followed the rules. It's not my fault you left the rules vague. And then
Great,
they
you
decided
live-
to play hardball.
You live on acreage, which we've discussed, and I want print another bubble machine
I'm
and
not
then
doing
make
that.
a video out of it. No, it'd be
Yes.
so fun.
Yes. Yeah.
It would be
What
so
the hell am I gonna do with a
fun.
bubble machine? Then I have to
Content.
store a
Bubbles out
bubble
of it.
machine.
Yeah.
Shoot bubbles out of it. That's
Ship
what I
it to
would do
me.
with
I'll
the
put it
bubble
in my
machine.
driveway.
Yeah,
I have so much crap here. I don't need more crap.
you need more bubble machines outside.
Yeah, you don't need more crap. You need more bubble machine.
But I can't even frolic after the bubbles. I'll be like hobbling after them with my cane.
Watch other people frolic. Invite the
Yeah.
locals over. Get all the people, the neighbors, get the horses, the
I
cows.
don't talk to my
Everyone will
neighbors.
hang out.
You know what you do? You go back to Wiregrass and you plug it in the exact
Well-
same place.
See, Grant, you just said I don't talk to my neighbors, and
No.
maybe part of the problem is you don't have
Don't
a
have
bubble
a bubble
machine to
machine.
invite them over for cucumber sandwiches and frolicking.
Yeah.
No, man. Like we're not that classy. Okay, look. The only reason I ever hear from my neighbors is when my elderly
Your bubbles
neighbor,
are in their yard.
No, my elderly neighbor, bless her heart, will passive aggressively message me on Facebook that my grass is too long. She's like, "Hey, is everything okay? Is your mower broken? I'm happy to mow the grass. If you just leave me some gas." She loves to mow grass. Like, I kid you not.
What?
Like,
And you know what else I bet you she loves?
Bubbles.
Bubbles. Bubble machine. You'll never be bothered about the grass again because your lawn will be soap. Bubbles across the board.
Oh man, no.
Double
We're
bubble
talking
all the way
about
across
the
YouTube,
sky.
not bubble machine.
Grant, you put some blue dye in the bubble solution, and now suddenly we've got 3DM branded
Oh my
blue
God.
bubbles blowing into the wilderness, or I guess it's not really the wilderness, but the open
Yeah, there's
farmland.
82 acres of nothing next to me. It's just gonna.
Yeah, it'll be so fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Just cover all of Florida in bubbles.
Great.
Yeah,
of-
what
It'll
could
be
go
a
wrong?
fun publicity stunt. It'll be
Yeah.
like this whole look. The I already see the video, and I'm not even kidding you. It'd be so fun. It would just be Grant starting the video with the bubble machine, just being like, "This bubble machine is blah 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 percent 3D printed parts. Let's see how I made it." And then Bubbles just like, "Brah,"
He has
And then
to
we-
yell
and then-
over the industrial fan.
Yeah, and then we smash cut to Grant being like 3D printers, and then time lapses of bubble parts. Yeah, it'll be so
Should just
fun.
be like
Yes.
bubble machine go brrr, and I plug it in.
It's perfect. The clickbait thumbnail would be perfect. It sounds like I'm joking. I'm 100% serious about the whole idea. I promise
I
you.
don't even know where the motor. Like, we bought a motor. I don't even know what I did with the motor.
You can still buy motors, I promise.
I do think that motors are still available for purchase. So
Yeah. As far as
So-
I know.
yeah,
Oh God, I hate you guys.
I'm just
I
saying.
hate
think
you
it'd
all
be a
for
good
all the
time.
right reasons.
Content.
Bubble machine.
Yes. Comment on this video if you want to see Grant make a bubble machine.
Comment on this video if you want to see Grant make a bubble machine, because if Grant gets any amount of peer pressure from an audience, he will do it. I can't get him to do it, but
Yeah.
if you all
You know
comment,
what? Here's what we'll do.
Uh,
Because you know what? I'm gonna do something.
bubble
Huh?
machine.
bubble machine.
Big though. Like I want like one of these
Big bubble.
bubbles to accidentally like
I want to fit in a bubble.
suck you up and then float Grant
No,
away.
these were tiny. We went for quantity over
Oh, okay.
over size.
I mean either or. Either way.
Yeah.
I'm
You
great
know how
with
they
it.
say we're
Yeah.
gonna blot out the sun with our arrows? Right?
Yes,
I want
yes.
to blot out
With
the
our
sun
bubbles.
with bubbles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
point the camera at the sun, except it's just bubble.
Oh, Michael Bay style. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. No,
So,
I'm thinking maybe like
can
a
edit that.
2,000 subscriber special, because that'll give me like enough time to kind of figure out where the channel goes.
So that's great and all, Grant.
You want it
However,
faster,
I will argue that grow the channel
1,000 is
now
much closer.
with a bubble machine. Andrew, when you inevitably end up editing this podcast, please
Yeah.
cut this
We
segment
don't
out.
edit the podcast.
No, the podcast
Well,
isn't
no,
gonna edit.
into it. Let's make a short out of it. So, Andrew,
Yeah.
make a short out of the one piece where we say comment on this video if you want, just to make sure people see it, because we're already like however many minutes into this podcast. I'm worried we're gonna have too much fall off. People need to see this on the front end of it.
Hey, I'm not gonna give him the source file. So if he wants to edit it, he's gonna have to edit it from the uploaded video to YouTube. It's gonna have so much compression, it's gonna look like crap.
Again, we already talked about it. The quality, the everything does not matter.
Yes.
It's about the content.
That's fair. Shit. Shit.
So unless you just don't want this, and you know what, Grant? I've got you in checkmate like in 8 ways right now.
I'm
Because
so
the moment that
screwed.
you're like, I guess we just won't upload the podcast because I'm worried that Thomas is going to make the audience make me make a bubble machine. Oh no. And then you don't do it is the moment that I take to Twitter on a campaign to make you make a bubble machine.
All of a sudden, there's like $1,000 out of the company account. And I'm like, what the hell is this from? He's like, well, everybody has to know about it. I bought ads on every platform.
I've got access to all the social media. I could run
You
this
do?
campaign on my own. I don't have access to any 3DM like money, but I don't need that because I have the viewers
Yes.
already
Yes.
like
I'm
on
in
all these
support.
platforms.
I'll edit any
Andrew's-
video you want me to make.
I was
Great.
thinking the 1,000 subscriber special was going to be a pancake printer.
I think, well, see, no, Pancake Printer is a good video,
Yeah.
and I also fully support that. But hold on, let me check something really quick. But our 925 subscriber special
We're
will
at
be
what,
Bubble Machine.
921 right now?
Yeah.
Yes, Bubble Machine.
Bubble
I
machine.
just want to see you make something crazy, and that's all I want.
If I want to make a big ass Tesla coil, that's what I want to do. But
Make a
there's
Tesla
all
coil,
so much work.
Uh,
lot.
everybody in the comments below, if you want to see Grant make a Tesla coil, tell us so that we can get him peer pressured into that one too. That
I
one
am
will
not
be
doing that until YouTube pays me to do it because that,
950 subscriber
no,
special.
seriously, that coil is gonna cost me like $5,000 to build. I am not doing it until we have good
Okay,
income
guys,
from YouTube.
here comes
Hear
the
that?
Kickstarter.
The bubble.
No,
The bubble
Patreon.
machine's free.
Do a
Yeah.
Patreon. Set that.
We are
shit
gonna
up.
do a Patreon.
We're gonna do a Patreon because that will enable us to do projects like this, and you all can vote with your dollary dues about how you want projects to go. We should have.
That's good.
Can we do like multiple $1 a month pledges for different projects that people
Yes.
can pledge toward?
Well, that's not really how that works.
That's
But
not how that works.
You
But,
can do multiple
know.
pledges. You could just have a poll or something though for all the $1 pledges.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyone who's pledged money that month, you could put up a poll in Patreon, and only people who pledge vote.
Yeah.
So there's a way.
Yeah. Just
I might make it $5
Here's
a
an
month
idea.
because I need to like have enough cash coming in
That's
that
a
we
gr-
can
that's a
afford
good
these
point.
projects. Like
Yeah.
that project was like 6 kilos in filament alone.
that's a lot of filament. But here's an idea. We use that video to announce the Patreon.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
I'm not doing
On
it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing
Bubble
it.
Machine
Machine.
Patreon.
I am the owner,
Profit.
damn it, and I can play that card whatever I want.
Yeah,
I'm
you
the-
are
You've
the
fallen
owner.
into my trap card.
Grant,
I'm the
again,
content strategist.
yeah, see, Grant, you are the owner, and you can play that card, but the moment that the audience is on the side of our idea,
And I know our audience is going to choose. Like, if you gave them all these different ideas for fun projects that we could do, the
Machine.
pancake printer, a big ass Tesla coil, a bubble machine, they're going to choose literally the one that likely involves the most amount of work for me.
or
I mean-
the most amount of, bubble machine, 3D
You just
printing.
Like, I can buy a
The most
pancake printer and make
spectacular one.
pancakes.
yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily just pick the one that is the most like work for you. If I was a viewer, I would pick the one that's just the most spectacular. And the one that would be the most spectacular, I think we'll all agree, Bubble Machine.
No, it's
Bubble
literally a Tesla coil that shoots 8-foot arcs of lightning.
no, no, Tesla coil's cool, but that can come later because it's a lot
Yeah.
of work, whatever. But
Right.
the moment that we already have a bubble machine that's been 3D printed, and then you're like, okay, Tesla coil time, Tesla coil in the yard, bubble machine into the Tesla coil. Like, Tesla coil is on, bubble machine is also
bam, bam,
on.
bam, 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 bam.
Well, yeah, and then the best part is now we have a video, and it's like, what happens when you fire bubbles into a Tesla coil? And everyone knows what's going to happen.
Electrical shorts.
Generally, we
You're
all
gonna
know
blow
what,
up $1,000 in IGBTs.
That's a
and
short.
everyone will be stoked about it.
This short cost me $1,000. That's a Mr. Beast title right there.
That's a good
No,
one.
no, but it's also a short because it only takes like 10 seconds. It's a YouTube short.
Mhm. It's a
This
YouTube
electrical-
short of a short. Yeah.
This electrical hashtag short cost me $2,000.
We could fire the bubbles more, with
Outward.
so it's
Upward.
not directly into it. We could,
mean,
they're
my-
8
my
feet. So if we got
concern
8
about the
feet of
coil-
clearance,
My concern about the coil is actually more surrounding the safety and the
Yeah,
fact
you gotta
that
plug it in from a distance.
No, that's not actually the issue. You can
Oh.
you gotta
actually
wear
take.
chainmail.
So that's actually what you should do.
No,
You should-
yeah, I
you
know.
should
That's like
actually
it's
wear a
Oh,
full suit of
funny,
chainmail.
but a full suit of chainmail grounds you and makes it so that you won't die.
It
That's
also
fair.
okay. First off, Tesla coils won't kill you. I want to put that out there, right? It is not voltage that kills
Unless-
you. It is amperage that kills you. Okay, unless
Edison
it
was a
falls
false
on
prophet.
you. All right. So here's the deal, right? That's why tasers kind of work sometimes. When tasers connect, that's why they work, because it's voltage. Voltage makes you convulse, right? And that's AC voltage. AC
Yeah.
voltage makes you buzz. Like if you've ever accidentally shocked yourself from a wall, it tingles. If you accidentally shocked yourself from a battery, it hurts because you latch.
Right.
Your muscles will contract, and it's why whenever I work on high voltage DC, there's somebody next to me with a broom or a baseball bat to knock your ass off if you end up getting stuck. I'm totally serious. It'll kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tesla coils, they hurt. And they'll put the fear of God into you. They'll hurt you, but they won't kill you, generally speaking.
Right.
You have to get very unlucky to get killed by a coil, but chainmail is, good chainmail is expensive, and I'm not going down that route. I normally carry a chicken stick, which is just a cable that's grounded, so it'll go through the grounded piece of wire before it goes through my body. My body has a higher level of resistance. But this is not about... We're talking... I guess this is kind of about the BTS. YouTube.
Content.
A little bit.
Shit.
Content.
I was trying to
Content.
move us back into something that I didn't want to keep talking about, but here we are.
Content.
It's funny because I look at it and say, does me building a Tesla coil really fall under our content?
It doesn't matter. Every YouTube channel, it just has a person come on screen, thump down a giant Tesla coil, and be like, I wanted to build a Tesla coil.
So I did.
Yeah.
And if you really want to get 3D printing into it,
Well, yeah, you would.
and you would.
My current coil's got, actually, it's laser cut parts on it, but I rebuilt it when I got my laser because it made sense. My current
Right.
coil will absolutely kill you if you disrespect it.
So
It is not safe.
it's all about there are so many brands and people that just do whatever they want. Twitter as a big example of it does not
Wendy's.
matter.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. So and honestly, as far as bubble machine goes, that is pretty close to what everything is, especially if you do a nice detailed how did I build a bubble machine?
You know
and why
what?
did I make the decisions I made?
I got the way we do this. I want a filament company to sponsor it.
A what? A filming
I want a
company?
filament company to sponsor it, and I think we have to rebuild, we have to remake the files so they fit on Prusa Minis, because I don't want to run the Mark IIIs, because that's business printers. The Minis,
No, great. That's a whole.
we could run it
that's-
on the Minis.
That's part of the whole process. Talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
want video of everything.
Yes.
Let me
Yep.
see if I can find a company to sponsor this.
That'd be great.
We printed an entire printer in
Think about the title.
crazy gooey pink
Think
from
about
Atomic.
the tile.
We printed a bubble machine. Everybody's like, "What? What's he talking about?" Click.
It's great. No, it's a beautiful, legitimately great. It's a symphony of
See,
goodness.
you all are like, this is a great video. I'm like, this is a shitload of work. This is a lot of work that I have to
We
find
just spent
time.
10 minutes talking about how YouTube was a lot of work.
Yeah.
But that's more work on top of the other work I'm already doing for YouTube. Because remember, this is a multi-week recording video that I have to do that involves daily images and that kind of thing, on top of the 5 days a week of content that we're already doing on top of. It's
Well, no,
I'm down
it would be a main channel video. So
Yeah, jump down to 3 days a week videos. Make time for Bubble Machine. Everyone will understand.
yeah.
I mean, with us, and I guess we can announce this now too, this is something that we should definitely have in the timestamp, that we are going, as of next weekend, if we do it right. We were gonna do it this week, but then we realized, oh, it's Mother's Day. Oops.
Mother's Day.
We can't go
My mom.
live because like half our staff still lives at home. Like Justin lives at home, and you know, I know Peter was off doing stuff for Mother's Day. I couldn't do stuff for Mother's Day.
I played Topgolf with my mom yesterday.
Yep, you did stuff with your mom
fun.
yesterday. But you know, call your moms if they're still around, of course.
Yeah, call your loved ones, but especially today, right now, call your mom.
Okay, remember this video goes out like Thursday, so it's past.
Do it anyway.
Call your mom.
But yes, yes. If your parents are still around, call them. If they're not still around, go visit them. And let that process of what I'm actually saying go visit them.
Yeah. Try and call them. That could be emotional.
What?
Just try and call them anyway.
No,
I'm on a 1-track mind right now.
It needs to be sponsored. It needs to be a sponsored
So wait, what are we
video.
doing next week? You said I had to timestamp it, and I wrote down the numbers.
I don't know yet. So we're going to start doing live streams for the podcast because we don't edit it anyways. And so it makes sense for us to do it live. One, watch hours, right? Because we're working on getting monetized. We are almost at our subscriber count, but we're barely halfway there on watch hours. So watch hours is kind of our big thing right now. So we're pushing larger content. Thomas is gone. We're pushing larger content video. There he is. Okay.
I was just stretching.
Oh, okay. He like did the elevator slow go down. Like, is he like trying to walk his way off screen or something? But you know, yeah, you know what? Hey, we don't have a topic yet. I haven't thought of it because normally we think of them like 2 days in advance. But this is part of us becoming more professional about it, is planning our stuff more in advance, getting our content calendar together. Content calendar was one of the things I didn't think we would have ever needed, but here we are. I've got a whole calendar in Google specifically just for content, and we're modifying it every single week so that we see, all right, where are we having problems? How can we modify things to make it a little bit easier for us to create content on a continuous schedule that meets the needs of our user base? It's like, oh my God.
We're still trying to like nail it down as well. So like,
give us,
there's still like a lot of fluctuation and stuff, but hopefully it'll get nailed down soon. And
I'm hoping by like the end of the month, well, one, we're hiring in people to really help us with this, but I'm hoping by the end of the month, we've got kind of our core team figured out for editing. And editing being, that's including copywriting, including thumbnails, even content creation, right? I do a lot of the research right now, and I still want to do some of the research, but I think Brad is actually going to be taking over a lot of the research. If you don't know who Brad is, go watch episode 10. And you can learn about Brad and his wish, and I apologize, the audio sucks. I was still learning OBS. Deal with it. But it's a great episode, promise. It's why it's like one of the few episodes that we talk about all the time. Is Brad and his witch. Sorry. Yeah, you might be cutting onions in that episode. So, you know, just prepare for that one. But, YouTube was definitely more work than I expected. And because we were thrust so vigorously into it, as a business owner, was not prepared. Like, straight up was not prepared. We really hit the ball perfectly with Peter. He came on at the perfect time. He still hangs out. I know he's got a day job now, so things are a little bit different for him in terms of time frames. But, you know, when Peter came on, the timing could not have been better, Thomas. It really could not. God, what the hell's going on with my throat? The timing could not have been better. And, you know, we've grown, and I'm glad that we've grown. I'm glad that we've grown from, oh, shit, things have changed. We got to do another video, and it's got to go out tomorrow. We got to do another video. It's got to go out tonight.
Yeah.
It's
We're
got to
getting
go
ahead
out now.
Yeah, we're getting ahead now. So
you know, and we are still missing deadlines. So, you know, hey, give us some slack there. We try to have content 5 days a week. Once we go to the podcast being live, it will still be 5 days a week, but it's not going to be the Monday through Friday anymore. The podcast normally occurs on the weekend for all of us. but maybe we end up scheduling it for Thursdays. It's just so much harder with everybody's lives. The weekend is generally the easiest time for us to do a podcast. But the cool thing is, once it's live, you all can actually ask us questions on air, and you can actually push the direction. So if y'all want to be real jerks, all you gotta do is just like spam comment bubble machine.
Yeah.
And then Grant goes into the settings on YouTube and blocks bubble machine under comments.
And then I go into the settings on
mysteriously-
YouTube and unblock bubble and machine.
Yeah.
Grant goes and changes the
Read my
master
mind.
password so
Yeah.
none of you jerkbags can do that. No. And you know, that to me has been the craziest thing of having this team, is like so much I have to give out now. It's like, wow. Like 7 people have access to our YouTube channel. I'm like, whoa, that's, if any one of
Also-
them gets really upset, we've got a problem.
I want to say the way YouTube and Google handle accounts is really, really stupid. I hate it so much.
Why?
The way you have to give access to your entire Google account. You can't have like an editor or a publisher or something also be able to access your YouTube account.
Yes, we can.
Well, no, you have to give, like, you have to sign in. I have to sign into your Google account in order to access the YouTube account.
Correct, because I want you guys to have full... I can add you as an editor onto the YouTube account. I can do that. But we opted not to do that because there are certain things you couldn't do that
Is
we
that a
need
thing?
you all to do. Yeah, it is a thing.
What?
Mhm.
This wasn't a thing before. I saw somebody recently complain about it.
So, and I learned this is thanks to Alex at the WADS channel. He said if your YouTube channel is set up as a business, which I believe ours is rather than a person, you have access to those tools. So if I go into YouTube, I go into Creator Studio, I believe I can do it. I'm pretty sure I saw it a while ago. Permissions. Manage permissions.
I'm gonna see it.
Manage permissions. Oh, it's going to require me to type in a password. I'm not doing that today.
I don't know.
There is a way to do it. So, like, I don't know. I know there's a way to do it.
I didn't like that I had to. I didn't like that I had to sign into the Google. I feels like a breach of privacy or something like that. Which I don't know. I don't want to have that power.
There's clearly. I mean, look. In the event that we have to, let somebody go, and we know it's going to be a tough one, we just change the master password, and I say, all right, all devices are off, and so we kill all devices in LastPass. And then we break the news. And unfortunately, it means everybody else has to sign back in, but it's the only way to be safe about it. Yeah. I'm sure there's a way. And if I find it, we'll post a link about it in the description so you guys can take a look. It is a thing, right?
I don't know.
I feel like it's a thing. Maybe it's not.
A bunch of our most recent subscribers have upwards of 1,000 subscribers. So that's interesting.
Yeah. We're bringing in some cool people, as you do.
And a lot of them have a few hundred. What?
What?
I have. Well, it's just weird to me that a lot of our subscribers have more than 100 subscribers, even like 50 subscribers. I have like 3 on my personal account.
Yeah, I don't have a ton either, but that's okay. I mean, ultimately, YouTube is about not only building a brand, but also building a camaraderie between individuals, right? They're not always coming to us because of the content. There's a lot of it that they're coming to us because of me, which is weird. Yeah. It's weird for me to like recognize that they're coming to it because of me. Yeah. It's still kind of odd to me, but hey.
I've been telling all my friends, like, hey, I'm editing this YouTube channel, you might want to subscribe. My mom watches all the videos now. She tells me if we miss a card or something. So.
Yeah, I dig that. Let me see. I am waiting for a code to come in. Bingo bango. I'm through.
It's weird. whenever somebody signs into the Google account, I get a notification on my phone. It's like, let somebody sign into the Google account.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm like, that's weird.
You probably just got it. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
did.
actually, I have. Yeah. So Thomas and Peter, you guys are both managers on it. I can add Andrew, right? I have to. Your email's so weird. I have to remember.
My name back.
Stop! Do not give out your
That's
personal email on a podcast.
I forgot.
Thankfully, it's not just your name backwards, but God, you went to a technical college and you almost just doxed yourself.
I thought this was a regular meeting. I don't know. I'm sorry.
No one's gonna dox Andrew. And if you did, you'd be some level of shitty that's unknown to me so far.
Welcome to Florida. No. Look, YouTube is a lot of work, and you have to decide, are you going to take it seriously? And I said yes. I absolutely want to take this seriously. I think that this could be a income stream for 3DM. Whether that's secondary or primary will, that's to be seen. I want to share my knowledge with the community. That is ultimately my goal. But to do that, I have to know where I'm good and where I'm not. There are 3 things that I know I'm not good at, right? Editing in general, right? So that's, 2D, 3D, copy, that kind of stuff, video, all that. Accounting, pay for an accountant, and plumbing, which you always learn that one the hard way. And I find that if I'm the smartest person in the room, I've done something wrong. I like to surround myself with people that are smarter than me, that bring something new to the table, something different, because if we're just relying off of one person all the time, your mistakes that get made on really bad levels. If we have multiple people, we have checks and balances that can work, and that's why Thomas is awesome. Even though Thomas is not like day-to-day anymore, you're very much kind of at a 30,000 foot level now, and I love that was just like, so it just happened. It wasn't like we forced it. It's just like, okay, I'm good, you guys are good, I'm just gonna make sure you don't screw up, and when you do, I'm gonna make sure that you don't do it again, and when you do it again, I'm gonna yell at you. You don't put strokes around text, you dumb idiots.
It helps it stand out.
No,
I will get into this. If you need a stroke, on your text to make it stand out, you do not have enough contrast in your text in the first place, and so you've already done something wrong.
Ooh, he's got the clap going. That's how you know he's serious.
It's true. It means you lack contrast, and that's why text is all white on anything, because you want.
But look at Grant's background, though. Look at Grant's background.
For video, it's terrible.
Does
it's really
lack contrast.
Yes, I put in a white
lacks
text.
contrast. There's friggin' bright. Here, you know what? Better.
Well, then you force it, right? So I will literally pull off anything before putting a stroke around text to make it stand out from a background. You can put in a black gradient and you can fade it into an alpha, and then you just throw that on there, and you bring up its opacity, animate it, and then you put the text on it, and then you'd be surprised. You can put something of any color, 10% opacity straight. It's sometimes even 5%, almost not noticeable.
Right.
And text will stand out against it immediately, like white text. That slight level of contrast shift changes everything. It's unreal. Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's actually, this background is why I am actually going to work on completely cleaning the garage. And when I say me, it's not me. I can't do it. So it's actually going to be...
It's the cat.
Oh, God, if it could be him, that'd be so awesome. It's likely going to end up being some of Amber's family, some of my family. We're just going to take a day or two on a weekend. We're going to take everything out that's not on shelves. And if it is on shelves, if I don't want it on shelves, it gets thrown away or donated. And I'm going to work on kind of building a very basic set. The garage on this house was an addition, so the background of it's like stucco walls, so might have to mess around with that a little bit. But Like, literally, I want to create better content, so to do that, I'm going to look at turning my garage into a set-ish, but also be more usable for working out there, right? So I'll be able to film videos about the laser. I'm probably going to sell the CNC. We don't use it a lot, and I've got a buddy with CNCs that, like, put this one to shame. So, I've got an X-Carve 1000. It's a Gen 1 X-Carve 1000. If anyone is looking to get into CNC milling, this is more for, like, sign making and, you know, engraving into wood or plastics, and if you take your time, you can do soft metals. Hit me up, because I would love to sell it, and I will sell it at a pretty good price. Maybe with the table I built for it. I don't know if I want to sell the table that I built with it, because I did put a lot of effort into that table, and rebuilding it right now would cost a ton of money with how much it is costing to do stuff. And I built it to fit my shop vac fits under it, my dust deputy fits next to it, so I had dust collection. But that table would take up like a non-trivial amount of the filming space that I have planned. So there's a lot planned coming, including a bubble machine, I guess. Reluctantly.
You guess.
Reluctantly. Well, now I'm just pissed because I really destroyed that, and I don't want to, like, if I still had it,
right,
I would just, like, say, oh yeah, I'll just, you know, make one or two
right.
fake ones, we'll film that, and, you know, make that happen. But, yeah, I
want to say real fast in regards to your background. I like the fact that it's got like 3D printers back there. It's like a good workshop background. It's just with all the colors and like paper towels and stuff. It makes it a bit cluttered looking. But like, there's a guy called J Laser Video, and his background is like his workshop. He makes engineering stuff, and it's just like this nice, clean workshop background. So if you still had 3D printers back there going away while you're filming videos, I think that'd look really cool.
We can look
just at a better angle, I guess.
Well, and it's also that this camera has a very narrow field of view, and that's the other problem of having a camcorder versus a webcam. Webcams have much larger field of views versus tighter field of views, and so eventually I do want to like go to a DSLR, and you know, but that takes time. And like, you guys can even see how we do our shorts. It's a frame for a phone or anything really on a magic arm, so that I can mount it and kind of figure out where I want it, hit record on my phone, film the video, and upload it to the staff. But yeah, the behind the scenes of YouTube is kind of crazy. There's a lot that goes on here. A lot of people don't understand. I mean, hell, how much time do we spend on copywriting for every episode? How much time do we spend on friggin' thumbnails? Although I guess Thomas has put that thing down to a science. It's like 10 minutes at this point, or less, on a thumbnail, which is amazing to me.
I think thumbnails take me like 5 minutes.
It would like.
I gotta get better at it.
It would take me like.
It's the only thing is, Andrew, I've been making thumbnails for like 8 years. So
yeah, that's fine.
And using Photoshop for, you know, it's my job.
Yeah. And I think the big thing
it takes me about 20 minutes.
Oh, go ahead.
That's pretty good still. I mean,
yeah.
You'll get better.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I've gotten faster.
I gotta get better at editing.
I've gotten faster at filming videos. Like, I can generally do it maybe up to 3 takes right now. If it takes me more than 3 takes, I'm shelving that video for now, because clearly I'm not in the zone to do it, and maybe I need to take a break. I need to just do something else, whatever it might be.
After working for NBC, I could edit most like videos, even if they were longer. Like, I could probably edit like a 30-minute video in 20 minutes, which sounds insane, but sometimes you just look at you get good at looking at waveforms, and you just cut that bitch down. You don't need to watch the whole thing. You can just interpret, and if you got to move on a deadline, you cut that thing super tight, apply big old things to like the general look, and you export that bad boy. I had to edit videos on commercial breaks and export them and put them into our project, and then we aired them like minutes later.
My last boss, who was a professional editor, he said that every video should take like 6 times the length of the original video or something like that to edit.
That's if you've got time, baby.
Yeah. I don't want it to take more than 5x. I prefer it to take no more than 3. It should take no more than 3 to 5x to watch that video to edit it down.
It comes down to like, what do you want out of your video, right?
It's fair.
And so there's always it's the reality of the situation, right? So now you're balancing, like, does it need to have this specific attention to detail?
Exactly.
Or am I saving time?
Great example.
Without putting too much effort into it and still getting the point across? It's like, it's that moment of like, should I throw a you're holding something up to the camera, Grant, and I would love to tell you that I get what your point is here, but I don't.
You don't watch our videos. It was the hot end video where we literally had this discussion. I wanted to have an exploded animation with highlights and all this, and everyone's like, you can't afford that. I'm like, oh, all right, so what can I afford?
Well, yeah, I mean, it comes down to a point of just like, so, you know, you could do that final step in some videos, but then you start to think, are people really going to notice it?
Yeah.
If it's not there. So it's like, okay, I could throw a compressor on the audio, and I could also go into the audio and I could start playing around with the EQ if I wanted to make sure it all sounds real nice. I could add a little bit of denoising on it. I could sweeten that audio for an hour if I wanted to make it real perfect. But at the end of the day, I'm producing a YouTube video, not a film. Right. Yeah. And so I don't need to do that stuff because that's not the point of the video. You know, it's like, is that maybe more of a point for a podcast? Sure. It's like why we won't color grade a YouTube video, because at the end of the day, we're making a YouTube video.
Right.
You know,
my general like work order when I'm editing so far, I'm still hoping to like refine it, but I cut it and then I apply, besides like the subscribe button popping up and that sort of thing, I try and apply 2 effects that I put a lot of work into making look nice or something like that. So 2 fun things. So when he's like director of marketing, that pops up and then it goes away. So yeah, 2 solid effects that I'm proud of. That's about it.
My general video process is dump that bitch into Premiere, and then I apply a slight I put a null layer on top of it, throw some contrast on it, just a little bit, just a touch. It's so like poor man's color grading.
Jaundiced constantly, you know, look a little cleaner, right? I'm like in the podcast, I sit farther away because it's just more comfortable than sitting like right here, right in front of the camera, right?
Yeah. But then if the audio is weird, fix that real quick. So it applies a big old thing. Throw that in a pre-comp. Cut that thing based on waveform. Listen to half of it. Cut that thing down. Throw an intro and an outro on it. You know, go into audio. Play with levels. Make sure there's no peaking. Adjust all max peaks with a single button.
Oh man, adjust all max peaks. That must be the tough one for me.
It's not tough. It's right click. And you just say, make those not peaks, and then it does it.
How bad was that in the cricket videos?
You don't know how bad it is because I just press a button and it fixes it for me. So it's not an issue at all. And there's like, again, you can get into the nuance, right? That's like we got deadlines, and this video doesn't need me to go in and adjust every peak on its own because that's a waste of my time.
I want to turn and burn. Look, we don't have 15 editors that are working for us full time. We don't have 15 writers that are working for. We are not Linus Tech Tips, right? If we can produce content that is 85%, because I'm not buying, you know, red Ursa 12K cameras that are $90,000 or whatever it is each. I'm not buying those cameras right now. So if we can get, you know, give me a B- compared to what they're doing in terms of the not just the content, but also the editing and, you know, the skill that they're putting in, I'm happy. Give me a C comparatively, and I'm happy.
Right.
You know,
I didn't do most of the things Thomas just listed, so maybe we should get together and talk about how we can mix our editing styles, because yeah.
Maybe our editor should have a meeting with the guy in charge of the branding. Maybe we should do that.
Maybe
that would have been a good idea.
I'll get that set up. I'll send out the links for it.
So it's like, right, it's all about where you're putting your time, right? Because there's a lot of little things that you can do if you really wanted to, you know, take that thing. And sometimes there's reason to, and that's great. But sometimes just isn't. It's why, like, for a lot of videos, like Grant just said with that part, my profession technically and my title is I'm an animator and a VFX person.
Yep.
So that stuff I could do, you know, but it's like, would it make sense? And is it worth the time to go in and animate that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
And
Not
usually
close.
people don't need a lot of animation, but if you do, you know.
I suffer from the same problem that our customers suffer from. You know, they're like, oh, I really want this printed in metal. Yeah? Can you afford it? No? All right, so we're going to go to plastic.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and part of that is also keeping you honest and saying, all right, Grant, do you want it made out of metal or do you want it made out of plastic?
Right.
Which one can
It's-
you afford?
It's a whole, I mean, it's also of like, it's of doing this for as long as I have. You just understand that everyone is taking shortcuts.
Yep.
No matter what, because sometimes you just do not need to put in the elbow grease because it's actually not going to get you any return. And that's okay. And you always want to put your, you know, you want to put the work in and you want to make it good. And it can be good. And it can even be great sometimes. But it also doesn't mean that you were like slaving and sweating over a video that didn't need it. You know, it didn't need your energy because, you know, it's not that video, right? There's some
absolutely
that
agree.
need it. But
I guess let's leave them. I want one tip from each of you that we can leave with our listeners, with our viewers, that are action items for them if they're looking to get into YouTube or they're looking to make video. What is one tip that you can leave them with that you think would help them be on a path towards success?
Just start.
No,
You know?
guys, not the just start. No, like a tip on the editing side, a tip on the thumbnail
I
side,
mean,
like an actionable
I-
tip.
I want to actually start my own YouTube channel, like doing like commentary on something like that. But like I haven't like just built up the energy to start yet. So like I feel like that's a pretty good tip. On the editing side, that's a tough one. Don't worry about color grading. I don't know. There's one
That's
thing
good.
we've learned: don't worry about color
I
grading.
mean, that's
don't
fair.
worry about it.
Thomas?
It's important for some things, but not important for a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's that's when you get into being a technician and artist,
Yeah.
and you start really getting into the weeds. I mean,
Right.
you can do light color grades, but a lot of times you can also get prepackaged ones that look really good.
Yeah. If you're trying to set a
I-
tone or something, maybe color grade. But like other than
Yeah.
that, like,
And sometimes it's really good, just like quick and dirty color grades. That could be a whole thing, but
yeah. Next video.
Thomas, tip. What's it gonna be?
Oh my god, your shiny equipment won't get you views.
Yeah.
That's it. Like no one gives a shit about what you're spending your money on to make the YouTube channel good, because that they only care about what you're producing. So
Unless, of course,
You
you're
know.
a review channel that you review shiny toys like that. So
Right.
well, sure,
caveat
but, you know,
to that. But
You know, the
I'm
moment that
reviewing
you're
this
just
camera.
like, yeah, the moment that someone's like, I've got blah 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 camera, like for my YouTube channel, and it's just like,
okay,
no one cares. Literally, not a single person cares about what kind of camera you're using on YouTube. They
I mean,
just
don't
don't,
get me
unless
wrong. If I
they're
haven't
into
heard
it.
of it, I'm gonna research it and see how big of a douche you might be. And when you research the camera that I'm using, you'll find that you can buy them for like $100 on Facebook Marketplace, because that's what I paid for mine. So I'm not a big douche. I just wanted something that was nicer and in the same ballpark as a Logitech C920 or C922.
I have better advice.
Better advice. Okay.
Better advice. This is my favorite one.
Get a bubble
it's
machine.
really it's really easy to look at everyone doing YouTube and see a ton of people being like, how to start your YouTube channel, just do what I do, or like 10 top tricks to, like, you know, they're always like tricks or tips. So me even giving you tips on YouTube is going against what I'm about to say. is
You
is-
hypocrite, unsubscribe.
100% all of those people and all of those like how to get famous on YouTube. Do not go into YouTube with the intent of being famous.
Word.
You will
Yeah.
fail.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do not listen to all these people trying to give you self-help all the time and take their words like it's a goddamn Bible, because they are not.
Yeah.
Do what you want and be passionate about it, and that's how you will get viewers.
Bingo.
You will not succeed by trying to cheat or play the system that YouTube has created. You may slightly improve things that are happening, but you will never cheat your way to the top. And even if you do, it will be fruitless and you will not make money and your views are fake. Do not do that. Those
Freaking
things,
preach right there.
those things do not work, because at the end of the day, you will have not gained anything. You will not be doing what you like, and you will be a slave to an algorithm. And
Yeah.
and the
Understanding
algorithm,
Understanding YouTube's algorithm is like a lost cause.
and
I
it's
don't
not
think
worth
they
it.
even understand their own damn algorithm.
Because at the end of the day, the people who are succeeding on YouTube, sure, they take the algorithm into account. And a lot of them know how it works at certain points in time so that they can optimize. And optimization is great. But the very first thing that they did to get famous on YouTube was not understanding the algorithm, was not playing the algorithm, and it was not listening to all these self-help things on how to game the system, because at the end of the day, their content is interesting, full stop.
Yeah.
And that will not change. They see drops in views because of the algorithm that are like 50,000, and yes, it impacts them and they need to care about that.
Yeah.
But you with 50 subscribers or less or whatever starting, that doesn't matter to you, period. Do not listen to all of that jargon. Do what you want.
There's never just one trick. There's never ever just one little trick.
No.
And there's no quick way to the top. A lot of these people also get lucky.
Yeah.
You must take everything you hear with a grain of salt. There is no quick fix. There is no way to game the system.
Here's your trick.
And
Get
even
lucky.
if you do, is that what you wanted?
I mean, look,
Right.
the thing for cricket was totally lucky. And if we were about really like what was going to make us money the fastest, we would have instantly switched to a crafting channel. Like overnight would have switched to a crafting channel. But guess what? While and a lot of our subs want to see this happen, like where I attempt crafting. And all
right,
like,
guys, I got my markers and my glue.
you're all like, this is going to be such a shit show. And that's the point. They want to see me struggle. And I found this out on one of our live streams where like it was our last live stream. I rode the struggle bus real hard, like real hard. The first 45 minutes of that live stream were even like, I'm thinking back on it, I'm cringing thinking of how hard of a struggle bus I was riding, while half the staff is in the Discord like, you're a moron. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I
want to see a series of videos of Grant trying to do everybody's job at 3DM, like start to finish.
Right.
I mean, as long as it's like reasonably, if it's like crazy complicated stuff like a 600-gallon medical grade ultrasonic cleaner, by the way, if you're in the market to build one of those and you'd like some plans, let us know. We just had a client that screwed us out of some money, so I've got some plans I'd like to unload. Yeah, you don't edit the podcast, Grant. That one's out there forever. By the way, everybody, if you do business with us and you put us under an NDA and you don't pay your bill, your NDA is not really valid anymore. So don't do that. Don't do that. Because you know I can't do anything with your designs anyways, so I'm just going to open source them.
Let's wrap it.
Yeah, anyways. My big trick, and it's something that I learned a couple of weeks ago, was make a noise if you're putting in an editor note. Because you're not going to edit instantly as soon as you're done. Are you good? Like messing with your headphones there.
My ears are sweaty.
Open back
We're going for it, like,
baby.
We've been open for going for like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, we're on an hour 43. But if you're editing, and even if you're working with editors, having like a snap or a clap or something like that where your microphone is dead peaking. Some people do like mouth clicks or something. I don't like that. It's just kind of weird. I'll do a snap. I'll do a clap, because they can instantly go there, see what that was, do whatever I needed to do to fix it, and then delete that. right? And it makes I think it makes editing easier. I don't know if it's easier for you guys, but it makes it easier for me.
It's a bit.
I mean,
I just watch the videos anyway, so if there's something
if-
I think I should cut, I just cut it.
That would be good for me because if I'm editing quick, I watch waveforms. Again, I edit almost purely on waveform. It's a weird thing to say because I don't ever think about it. That's how I edit the videos. I look at the waveform for
Everybody's
audio.
got their own skill, and that's what I love about this. Everyone's got their own way of doing it, and that's why we're looking to hire a diverse team of people to, really make awesome. And, with that, I'm going to say, look, if you think you've got what it takes to join our team, you can email us. Links for all of that and more will be in the description down below. And again, if you are looking to make awesome, don't forget to reach out to us at 3D Musketeers. All again in the description, because we can help you go from art to part using 3D printing, CNC milling, and laser cutting. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this little bit of an extended version of our standard hour-ish long podcast. But yeah, all about the behind the scenes of YouTube, some musings as usual, and hopefully some actionable items to help you level up. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one. You guys hate when I say level 1, so I make sure I say it just because I can.